We have the latest on the injury status of Seth Rollins, plus WWE have cancelled plans for Travis Scott and scrapped plans for a SummerSlam match have also been revealed. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. Seth Rollins' injury has been a talking point over the last 7 days. Are we being worked, Fraser Porter?
I don't know, man. It's so... Are they working us? Is Triple H going to sit at the end of the press conference at SummerSlam and be like... Just enjoy the ride, bro.
Just shut up and enjoy the ride.
It's all part of the story, bro. That's all it is. Don't ask questions. Don't question anything in wrestling. Yeah. It's all part of the story.
Stop trying to guess what happens next.
It is a little bit odd. There's so many stories surrounding Seth Rollins' injury that it's like there's no smoke without fire, right? And Fightful has been reporting that producers, talent, and a number of staff are being told that Rollins' injury is legitimate. But there's no real solid detail on how long he could be out. Obviously, Seth confirmed that himself in an interview, being like, the knee was too swollen when we got a scan. I need to go and get more checks. And he really leaned into it. He was really leaning into the injury. Now, Fightful continued saying most everyone agrees that Rollins has some sort of injury, but there isn't a lot known on what he actually sustained or if it was worked on Saturday night's main event. Now, there was internal skepticism on the severity of the injury, with a number of producers and backstage staff not being included in on the work. Now, they noted that they are of the belief that everyone kept things very tight, and even backstage personnel planning for Rollins to win at Saturday night's main event. Remember, he was reportedly set to win that. That was an audible. LA Knight won that match. He probably wasn't meant to for that. So it looks like that angle... Maybe people were kept in the dark. But anyway, Fightful continues. One producer sent Fightful reporter Sean Ross Sapp's tweet back to him, noting a possible Machiavelli situation and noting that that's what they suspect. Right now, it's likely that various pieces of information are being disseminated intentionally. Now, it's that keyword, intentionally. It looks like WWE is really trying to work everyone. Even people backstage within the company, within WWE, aren't quite sure what's going on with Seth Rollins.
It's one that's keeping us guessing. I want to applaud Sean Ross Sapp and the team at Fightful for the use of Machiavelli in their update, which either means deceptive or it's a type of coffee from Starbucks. I'll let you decide. The Wrestling Observer also reporting multiple people within WWE claimed the plan heading into Saturday night's main event was to do a Seth Rollins injury angle, backing up what has been sort of speculated and reported on Fightful. The plan was then to have Seth Rollins return to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase against Gunter or CM Punk at SummerSlam. So that still seems to be the place. And a lot of what Dave Meltzer says in The Observer as well backs up what Sean Ross Sapp was saying on Fightful. He says, backstage, everyone was told and reacted like Rollins was hurt, and the match was cut short. The ones who knew were very small in number. Everyone was under the impression that it was a real injury. It was immediately reported everywhere as if it was real. We were then informed by John Pollock of Post Wrestling that he'd been told days prior to the show they were doing an injury angle with Rollins, and everything he had been told went exactly as he had been told beforehand.
And this is the thing, the fact that there is multiple different outlets all reporting things that are different information. Now, granted, that can happen when there's loads of stories, but one source is going, lots of people are in the dark backstage about what's going on. Another one's going, yeah, there was an injury angle planned for Seth Rollins in the run-up to the show. And then another one's going, yeah, there's plans for an injury angle and he's going to return in a month. I feel like they're doing quite a decent job in trying to work everyone.
I feel well and truly worked.
And I don't know what's real.
I don't know
what's real.
This isn't real. This is a green wall.
Do you think he's going to come? Do you think it's a work? Do you think his injury? Do you think he has an injury? Do you think he's going to come back?
Now, in my opinion, as a weirdo on the internet, in my opinion, I do think that Seth Rollins has suffered some kind of injury.
Okay.
I think that is therefore going to be the perfect foil to have him step away and make the Money in the Bank cash in all the more surprising. I think it might not occur at SummerSlam. It might be the night after. It might be in 2 or 3 months' time. But we're in a situation now that via Paul Heyman, who not only is carrying the briefcase, but also is carrying the angle by doing a brilliant interview the other day where he said, hey, we live in a time where wrestling reporters are closer to the industry than ever, and you don't know where the line is. And I was like, he did a masterful job.
He's done a good job
of keeping us guessing there. So, I mean, I do think Seth Rollins has suffered an injury. It could be one of those cases where the plan was to do an injury angle, but then there was a legitimate injury that occurred.
That's the thing. It could well be that.
It could be that.
Just staying on this sort of story for a second longer, the Observer reporting that prior to Seth Rollins' injury, there was a proposed SummerSlam match card. Now, the assumption at that point, 3 weeks ago, was we're getting Rollins versus Reigns at SummerSlam. That makes sense. That's the big match. You've got to sell a two-night card, and that's the match that makes the most sense. The Observer reporting that at that point in time, Breakker versus Reigns was planned for SummerSlam. And it could still be the case. Also on that planned card from a few weeks ago, Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed. So even back then, Rollins wasn't factored into SummerSlam plans with Reigns.
There were some reports that did the rounds early this week that suggested that SummerSlam was going to see Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. I sat here and we talked about it, but it seems as if another report has come out that suggests no, that was never going to be part of it anyway. And which therefore. I'd be delighted if we get a Roman Reigns Bron Breakker one-on-one match. I think that'd be an amazing bit of business, especially for Bron Breakker at this point in his career. And if it keeps the Seth Rollins speculation alive, I'm into that as well.
I'm all for it.
In terms of how SummerSlam Night 1 and Night 2 are going to go down, the Wrestling Observer saying that the card is originally scheduled to feature Cena versus Rhodes as the second night main event, with the stipulation of the street fight added last night. We talked about that in video 1. But it looks as if Gunther versus CM Punk will headline Night 1, which further adds to the idea that a Seth Rollins cash-in is likely at SummerSlam, because the Observer is writing Gunther versus Punk with the Rollins cash-in ending the night is expected to be how Night 1 finishes off.
And what a way to finish Night 1 of SummerSlam, right? You have a banger of a match, and then Seth ruins another Punk moment. It's like you're recapturing what we had originally with Punk and Drew. And it would just be a really nice, cool moment if Punk gets that title win and then he gets it taken away from him by Seth Rollins, and we get in this latter half of this year. Reignition of that feud where Punk has got to go through Breakker, he's got to go through Bronson Reed, he's got to then get to Seth Rollins at some point with that title on the line. But we will see. It's only a few weeks away.
Only a few weeks away. Over to AEW we go. We're just coming off of AEW All In Texas. A few names have been taken off the AEW schedule going forward. Samoa Joe we talked about, Will Ospreay, Adam Cole in amongst those as well. We can add Kenny Omega to that list now.
Indeed, Fightful Select reporting that Kenny Omega is sidelined following All In. Now, the report says we haven't heard what specifically Omega is taking time off for, or if it means consecutive or sporadic appearances for him on programming, just that he is taking time off. Now, his match, great match with Okada. Kenny has had his fair share of health issues in the past, 2 years?
Yeah. Where
it's very clear that it's getting harder for him in the ring to be able to, not be burnt out, and that is fair enough. The man is one of the greatest to ever do it. So if he needs to take time off, all power to him. Take some time. It would be a shame to have him not on TV at this next stretch, but if he needs to take a month or so off, I would like to see him back for Forbidden Door. I don't know how feasible that will be. We will see.
We're more likely to see Kenny Omega back in a ring before Travis Scott. So some fist bumps and air punches occurring when I tell you that Travis Scott is no longer factored into plans for WWE. The Wrestling Observer saying that Travis Scott doesn't like to commit to anything. He goes half in and tries other projects at the same time. Since he is a personal client of Ari Emanuel, everyone tries to accommodate him until it just became too much to deal with. This was speculated that he was meant to be one of the DLC.
Yeah. So part characters. Of the first WWE 2K25 DLC packs, you had the Motor City Machine Guns in there. I can't remember the other names you had in it, but there was a mystery celebrity, and they were like, "We're going to reveal it at a later date, guys. Just you wait. The celebrity, it's going to be crazy. You've paid for it. You're going to get a celebrity. We've paid for it, and we're not getting the mystery celebrity in there. It's now been replaced by El Grande Americano. Now people have looked in the game files. Travis Scott has been listed to be in the game somewhere." And it looks like that was maybe his slot. Wasn't included. Looks like we're no longer getting him in the game. So he's no longer involved in the game. He's not been mentioned on WWE TV. He literally did a walk-in during the main event of WrestleMania. Would say run-in, but the pace was ridiculous. And now we've not seen much from him. And it looks like we're not going to see any more from him. granted, that's a good thing in my mind.
It's a good thing, but also it's frustrating because this is a guy that was drafted in to be a key component in the main event of WrestleMania that now we're just not going to do anything with. It kind of lumps in with all the stuff with The Rock, which we've given a lot of stick to over the last few months, where The Rock was like, oh, we just need to sell some tickets for Elimination Chamber. So I concocted this stupid idea about selling a soul and buying a soul, going down a hole, and it amounted to nothing. In the grand scheme of things, it amounted to nothing. And the Travis Scott thing, it seems, will now amount to nothing. And on any other show, you'd forgive it.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
If it was like the main event of a Raw where Travis Scott turned up and did nothing, fine. It's the main event of Pig in WrestleMania, and the guy that you kind of had factor into the finish is just they've just completely, they're not doing anything with it anymore. Am I clamoring to see Travis Scott in a ring? Probably not. If he can't be asked, he can't be asked. It's just a shame that they invested that time and we'll never really see it pay off.
Just edit it out of WrestleMania.
Yeah?
Just edit his walking out, so it just cuts from John Cena looking surprised at some music, and then it cuts back and he's won. And then it's like, oh, okay. I guess it happened off camera. I guess they cut it.
Like footage missing.
Like
from The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's
some
all
footage missing. That'd be incredible. For the very latest wrestling news at any time, of course, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.